Hello everyone, Cujo here. So, getting pretty frustrated. My plane has been in the shop for almost 2 months now, getting the engine replaced and having its annual done. And the most frustrating thing about that is all done, and we're just waiting on a fuel flow gauge, which was sent out right at the beginning to be updated for the IO 550 and has not been done yet. So my plane is sitting with a brand new engine, unable to be flown because of a fuel flow gauge. But anyway, I've been missing flying. We have some beautiful weather. Um, I mean, it's severe VFR. It's a warm day, but we've had a couple of weeks now like this, and I have no plane to fly. So, well, I shouldn't say that. I don't have my plane to fly, but I am still in my flying club, Fox Flying Club. So I got the Arrow today, and I was like, okay, what am I going to do? I want to go flying. I don't really trust it to go anywhere in particular. Club planes, they tend to have some minor squawks and things. It runs fine, but it starts really funky, so I don't want to get stranded somewhere. Um, but I was thinking, let's see how high the Arrow goes today. It's a 95-degree day, pretty gusty wind out of the west, southwest. Um, so I'm just going to see how high it goes. Okay, here we are in the Arrow. It's hot. Let's see how she does. It's also windy, so we'll see. So here we are in the climb. At this point, we're passing through 5,000 feet, indicating a little above 100 knots in the climb, and we're getting about 700 feet per minute, which is pretty good given that this was a 95-degree day in the ground. Here we are still in the climb. At this point, passing through 9,500, indicating about 90 knots at this point, which is pretty good. I was actually pretty surprised it was still climbing this well as we approached 10,000 feet. But I think it had to do with the relatively low weight. We were probably just over 500 pounds, given just me and 50 gallons of fuel when we left. At this point, we were approaching 11,000 feet, and the climb had slowed to about 250 feet per minute, and we were indicating under 90 knots at this point. So it was really starting to get anemic, but I was still pretty impressed with getting to 11,000 feet. So pressed on a little bit longer. So at this point, I leveled out at about 11,800 feet. The climb became less than 200 feet per minute, and at this point, I think we had been in the climb for almost a half hour. I mean, it was over 25 minutes, so it was taking a long time. If we had time to kill, we could probably keep going and get it over 12,000. But this was pretty close to all there was. All in all, did a couple of speed checks while we were at 11,800, and it looked like we were doing a little bit over 130 knots on average, which at that altitude was pretty decent. It took almost a half hour to climb to that altitude, but overall I was impressed. I didn't think it would get that high. And then on the descent, I pulled the prop in a little bit and got to see pretty high ground speeds in the Arrow, probably the highest ground speeds I've seen in an Arrow. So that was pretty fun.